Hey guys. So, on to Buffy Season 4, but heads up, it's been a while since I've watched the season because I entered a bad period while I was watching it, so I've forgotten a few things, but I remember a good amount of them now. So, when I started watching this, I was real surprised to note how different the show felt, because when you've got the Scooby Gang talking about, ordinary activity stuff, everything sounded a lot more mature and adult bits because Xander, he's in a little bit of a rut, not entirely sure what he wants to do with his life, and that was interesting to see because I felt the same way he did when I left high school. I had no clue what I wanted to do with my life, and honestly, I still don't, but yeah, I've been there, so I know what he's going through, although I can't speak to his relationship with Anya, and how committed he wants to be with that bit, yeah. And then there was Willow. Like, talk about a real improvement in the character self-esteem, because I remember in Season 1 how timid and clueless she kind of was, but by the end of this season, she's finally in a committed relationship for the first time in the entire show, and in many ways is actually superior to Buffy in terms of confidence and all that stuff, and that was real impressive for me to see. I'm glad that things started to work out for her in that way, really. And then Buffy talking about her role as the Slayer, it did feel a little different in the way she discussed it, like she's a little bit more aware, but a little more tired about it at the same time. And her relationship with Giles, he repeatedly says, I'm not your watcher anymore, Buffy, but there's a fatherly figure link between him and everyone in the Scooby Gang proper, because Spike really isn't part of the Scooby Gang, even though he is in the intro, which was nice to see, because as I kept mentioning in the Season 2 and 3 reviews, they were making him to be a character that we were supposed to be fearful of, but at the same time like, so it was about time he ended up in this area, even though he does have villainous intentions towards the group for pretty much the entire season, and I never quite got, the bit about the chip in his head. I get it now, because I've actually seen Season 5 by the time I'm making this video, but yeah, that was one thing that, got to me a little bit, although it was nice to see his wisecracking efforts as ever when he's on Harmony and everybody else. Oh gosh, that was great. And then there were the villains this season, having pretty much the true main antagonists be ordinary people? Yeah, that was a decent change, especially given how involved Buffy was with them, even though Riley wasn't a villain, he just ended up helping the main villains unwillingly for a good amount of time and then caused trouble for everybody else. And how did I feel about Buffy's relationship with him? I can't really comment too much about it because, we spent a good amount of time with him. We heard what he was thinking the whole time. His intentions were pure. He didn't ask for it at the beginning, but it just happened, and he ended up being okay with it. And, given how he's, capable, even though everyone on the show is capable of handling themselves, yeah. It's justified, especially since Buffy and Angel, they keep leaving it unsaid that they do have feelings for each other, but they can't be together because Angel will lose his soul. And that's real unfortunate, yeah. Although, the villain of Adam, I don't totally get that character because, okay, I do get that, he's a combination of, demon and human parts, so in many ways is the perfect warrior, but all of his philosophical droppings and, his overall goal, what was that? Huh? Just to achieve better understanding, to try and intimidate Buffy and the Scooby Gang? I just don't get that. I was nervous about him, but they clearly wanted us to learn from him, and it just went, whoop. That was annoying. Seriously, the Dr. Walsh character goal was much more obvious, although I found it kind of odd that, Adam didn't end up actually being technically related to her in any way, because I totally expected them to call Adam her actual son, that kind of a thing. And if I recall correctly, they don't do that, even though I think somebody did kind of refer to him as his mother in a way. Yeah. Weird on that account. And then other story arcs, like, to bring up here, the reintroduction of Faith. That was nice, because, I did kind of get the end in Season 3 that they were leaving it hanging on purpose so they could bring her back, and given how the mayor, in a way, sacrificed himself for her, I don't think that was entirely his intention, but you do get the air that he tried to do something for her, yeah. It ends up, you know, mattering again, which was nice. And then Will's relationship with Tara, that was real good for her. Part of her emergence bits and having her, you know, actually be able to commit to somebody, because even though she did want to be with Oz for quite a while now, I did get the idea that something was a little bit off, because unlike Willow's relationship with Xander, it wasn't set up really the best. It was just, oh yeah, they're together now. Okay. Not really opposed to it, but kind of odd. And then having to do with Oz being a werewolf, well yeah, that would put a strain on a lot of people, because it's not like Buffy, who really just has super strength and knowledge of supernatural beings. Yeah. And Tara being a witch, that was a nice twist, although, clearly Willow was the boss in many ways, later on, yeah. And then other little one-episode story arcs that they got, they were nice, you know. We had the usual blend of more dramatic episodes, more humorous episodes, although that episode where everyone loses their voice, that was creative, yeah. I really enjoyed that one. And I'm sure that there's more I could mention, but I think I've touched upon all the major points, because as I said, it's been a while since I watched this. So, I did have my issues with it while I watched it, but I can't really remember too much of them now, because it's a nice show still, just everyone has their own individual tastes, yeah. But I still liked it. Later.